Hi, I'm Leslie Gabor, and welcome to Alternative Dimension. Lips can't be here tonight, so it's just going to be a solo show. Just me and you. Hi, how are you?
What are you doing?
Talking to all of our viewers out there. I had no clue whether you were going to show up tonight or not.
You knew I was going to show up.
No, I really didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Where were you anyway?
Mars.
Mars?
Mars.
Mars?
Yeah, I was doing a show on Mars. I told you, I'm intergalactic fish. I'm famous throughout the universe.
God. I've been waiting here for like a
Martians love me.
I heard they were kind of like bald and kind of short, kind of like going to China or something.
Yeah, I'm the prettiest one there. So,
well, I guess I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah, you were trying to start the show without me, weren't you?
I would never do that.
Oh, no, you would never do that.
I would never.
You've been trying to take the show away from me since episode 1.
Well,
you remember that? You're a worm. Anyways, I'm Lips.
And I'm Leslie Gabor.
And this is an alternative dimension. Where's our guest?
Well, you were gone for a long time. There isn't any food here because we can't afford to make any money.
Yeah, we're pretty much street queens.
And so, I don't know what got into me, but I've been watching all those Hannibal Lecter films.
You didn't.
I just told myself it was like an Easter lamb or something.
Oh my
a human
God.
sacrifice, and I just...
No, I mean, it's really hard keeping the cops away after we do all those sacrifices. I mean, really, to kill someone off season?
I just thought it would be a good idea. I mean, I look fabulous after a good dose of humor.
What did you make out of her?
I turned into lamb shanks. That crown of lamb thing.
Lamb shanks.
Yeah.
Lamb shanks. Queen shanks.
Queen shanks. Well, anyway, I had the whole neighborhood over, so everybody had a little
I just hope you buried her in the backyard, not the front yard.
I'm running out of burial places. I'm not sure where to send them next. Maybe you can take them to Mars with you the next time you go there.
Well, Martian soil is not really. It's not like Earth. Here, you can't really dig. I mean, it's really more like sand than soil. Plus, I don't want any trouble on Mars.
We don't have a guest because I ate her.
We're going to have to do the show ourselves.
We're just going to have to do the show ourselves, I guess.
Right.
So. I was hoping just to do it all by myself.
All right, yeah.
But if we got to do it with you...
Now, the truth comes out.
Fine.
May I tell my story, please? Thank you. Anyways... Now that we're talking about the universe and Mars, I want to tell you guys about a man called Phil Schneider. Phil Schneider was a geologist working for the government. The military actually hired him in New Mexico to dig down into the ground. Stop tapping. To dig down into the ground because they wanted to make underground bases. Interrupt me one more time, and you're my dinner. Now that you want to cook people. Anyways, he was working on a special drill, which was a laser drill that just melted through rock. They got pretty far underground, according to him, and then all of this black sooty air just came up through the hole.
Like a volcano.
Like a volcano. And he said the stench was foul. They wanted to know what was going on down there. So they pretty much put him in a lowering device.
They sent him down into
They
it?
sent
Why?
him down there.
Why wouldn't they send a camera or something like that first?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I
either.
would not do it.
I mean, I've seen that one. What is it? Episode of Twilight Zone where they sent that man down that hole. Like when he came out, he was just full of gold. Do you remember that one?
I've seen every single episode of The Twilight Zone. I don't think I've ever seen that one.
It was on the newer versions of the Twilight Zone.
Oh no! You see, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the classics. I like the old ones. Did you ever see that one where the Earth was getting closer to the sun?
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that one. I love that episode.
No, I remember.
It was one of their more dramatic episodes.
The girl, they kept telling her she was crazy or was having a dream or something.
She was having a dream,
yeah.
but when she woke up, the
it was
Earth
really happening, right? No,
No,
it was the other way around.
It was the other way around. The Earth
That's
was
right.
going away from the sun. Everything was getting
Cold.
But anyways, so they put him in this device, lowered him all the way down to see where all of this black soot and stench was coming from. So they hit down onto the bottom.
What happened when they got to the bottom?
He was met by 3 7-foot-tall humanoid creatures.
No, that's not true.
Under the ground.
That's not true. Did he get pictures?
He didn't get pictures, but he actually was so scared that he grabbed for his firearm and fired a couple of shots and hit 2 of them in the chest. One of them waved their hand in front of their chest, and this laser beam shot at him. And he said it melted the shoes right off of his feet. It was so hot. And actually, he put his hands up to just like as a knee-jerk reaction, and it melted 2 of his fingers off. And he showed people, he went on publicly and showed people he had no middle finger and no index finger.
What?
It was gone.
What?
It was gone. There are videos of this, pictures of this man. He had no 2 fingers. He said it was melted off by that alien beam.
That's really creepy. So you're saying like aliens have like bunkers underground? Like
Well, wait a minute. Wait. So they lowered him down with a Green Beret soldier. So the Green Beret soldier, kind of sensed that things were getting really tense, especially after that laser beam being shot at them.
Yeah.
So the Green Beret just kind of like, because Phil was like disoriented and shocked. So this Green Beret just pretty much picked him up, threw him into the basket, and they took him up.
Ding-a-ling, they're back up.
Yeah. They sent the signal and took them right up. He said this guy risked his life and eventually lost his life, saving Phil's life.
Really? The guy died?
The guy died, and this is why. So as they, got back up to the surface, the aliens, humanoids down there were agitated that 2 of their people were killed and that they were invading where they were. So there was a humanoid conflict. There was a conflict, like a military conflict between these underground beings and the military.
What?
And that's how the Green Beret lost his life. He says around, I think, maybe 16 people lost their lives that day because of that conflict. And they're shooting laser beams. All we have is bullets.
Where did these things come from?
Well, after his experience, Phil, for a couple of years, traveled all over the U.S. He says that it was, he felt that it was his responsibility to tell people that there are maybe hundreds, maybe tens of alien civilizations that live under the earth. They're from somewhere else, but they landed here and had to go underground.
So what's the deal with the soot and like the stench and all that other stuff?
That was never explained. I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with them being there.
Kind of like how bats like crap in caves, like guano.
I don't want to think about like alien feces.
Excrement.
No, la la
Don't
la.
you wonder how aliens poop?
No, I don't wonder at all. I actually know.
A little bit?
I actually know. Well, I know how
Okay.
Martians do it.
Oh, how do they do it?
This is not that kind of show. Anyway, so He traveled all over the U.S. He says it was his responsibility. He says that the U.S. government was keeping this under wraps, and he felt an obligation to tell people that this was happening, and that many of the civilizations that are living underground are hostile. He says he was very educated about the alien agenda.
So I guess it's better just to leave them there.
Maybe.
Right.
I mean, well, he named at least 3 civilizations that he knew of. There are the Greys, are the kind of like atypical. I guess the word is atypical. Like, I mean, what you're used to seeing an alien look like the droids.
Oh, you mean like
the big heads, the big black eyes. They usually have gray skin. Those are the Greys, and they're usually kind of like 3 to 5 feet tall. Then there are the reptilians, kind of humanoid reptiles. They're very hostile. And then some people call them the blondes. Some people call them the Nordic race. And some people actually believe that that race of aliens actually kind of like did a whole mind control over Hitler, which is why he tried to create a race just like them. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, strong features. Crazy.
That is crazy.
But there were I mean, as he did these lectures all over, there were several attempts on his life, including he took a bullet to the shoulder.
Are you sure you want to be talking about all this stuff?
Well, anyways, he took a bullet to the shoulder, and eventually, in 1996, they found him dead in his home, strangled.
Really?
Yeah, they said they ruled it a suicide.
Oh.
They ruled it a suicide. I mean, I've tried to research how he actually died. Was he hanging by the neck? Was he on the floor just strangled? And there's really no clarity on that. There's really no clarity on that. Anyways, I mean, underground bases and stuff like that done by our own government is pretty hard to prove, especially with no evidence. So good at covering things up. But there's at least one other guy, and his name was Thomas Costello. He said that he worked on that project, and he was working in the security department. And he did not talk about that specific event, the one that Phil Schneider was involved in. But he did say that there were many human-alien conflicts on that base.
That's crazy. See, this is stuff I've never heard about. Didn't know these things were even in existence.
And here's the kicker. Thomas Costello, as soon as he opened his mouth, went missing to this day. You see, I mean, it all sounds crazy. I mean, I find these stories very entertaining, but it all sounds crazy because it's crazy. I lean towards skepticism, but if these people were lying, why does one go missing and the other one turn up dead?
You got a good point there.
Yeah. So
maybe we should just eat you and get it over with.
I'd love to see you try. And that was the story of Phil Schneider.
Oh.
Hurts, didn't it? Oh, you loved it.
My turn. I'm going to tell a story, and I'm going to tell it in the same format I tell all my stories in.
Dyslexia?
Dyslexia. Asperger's. Ready?
I'm ready.
One time, I was in an antique store.
Go on.
And I saw a ghost.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was looking at some antiques, right?
Right.
And I turned around and there was this gentleman sitting in this rocking chair behind me. Mm-hmm. And he was there, and then he disappeared. And I said, "Oh, that's silly. I'm making shit up." So I turned around. I was looking at the antiques again.
That happened. That happened to me in an antique store too.
Did it really?
Something very similar happened to me because a lot of people we hear stories of haunted houses, of people being haunted. Things can be haunted too.
I do. I think objects get
haunted. They really do.
And so this man was like, he really liked his rocking chair, I guess. I don't know. It was kind of gross. I don't know why anybody would love that thing to the point that they would attach their soul to it.
I don't know. I think I'd attach my soul to
your rocking chair.
To my rocking chair. I love that thing. I love that thing, and it's not like that wood. It's not like those old-fashioned wooden ones.
Watch you and I get like infinitely bound to this sofa.
Oh no, God, please!
Just you and me.
God, please!
The rest of eternity.
No!
I'll sit here and you sit there. Whoever owns it, they'll be like, "Who the hell is that in our living room?" I wonder if our costumes will change too, and our hairstyle. Like every day,
I'd be stuck in drag for all eternity.
Yeah, this would be your ghost outfit.
I don't know. I think I might. I think I might haunt my my washer dryer.
That would be funny.
I love doing the laundry. I don't know why, and it's just so satisfying for me just to watch the motion that the washing machine's doing with all the clothes. Yeah. It's just so satisfying to me. I can watch that for hours. It's like a party. It's like they're all dancing like a sweater grabs the underwear. Come on, baby. And then you open the lid and they all stop. Can you close the lid, please? It's kind of a private party down here.
You know, my father did the same thing. When they got those front-loading washing machines, he would just like go downstairs to the basement. Yeah, and like in front of the washing machine, he'd sit in a chair and he'd be like, you know.
No, he wasn't listening to music. He was just kind of like grooving to the beat. So I was looking at the antiques, and then I turned around and I looked at the rocking chair, and he was there, and then he turned clear and he vanished. And then I did it one more time, and I turned back and I looked, and he was there and it was clear, and the ghost vanished. And you know, while I was looking at the ghost, right, and I knew it was there. It was like there, and then it wasn't there, and it was there. Kind of like on, off, on, off, on, off, on, off. On, off, on, off, on, off. Did you see how fish my little shit
Yeah,
was?
I loved it.
Did you see how ladylike that was?
Ladylike, you grabbed your dick. Right? Make sure your balls weren't going to pop out.
Oh, no, I'm sitting on everything. You ain't going to see those.
I felt this jolt of electricity travel through my feet all the way up, through every single part of my body, now through the top of my head. And it was like, poof. You know, when I looked at this thing. And I knew I wasn't dealing with some type of I'd never seen anything like that. I just couldn't even explain it. It didn't make logical sense. And thankfully, I wasn't alone.
Did it make illogical sense?
It did. And I was there with one of my friends, and I said, you know, do you see that man over there sitting in that rocking chair? And you know what she said?
What'd she say?
She said, I do. She said, but I didn't want to say anything because I didn't want
Did she sound like an old mountain woman?
I do, but I didn't want to say anything. You know, he comes in here from time to time.
In my mind, she did.
Yeah. I love those women. I mean, I lived in West Virginia. I've lived in Winchester. I love those women.
I do too.
Just entertained by them.
They're wonderful people.
My landlady used to be just like that, but she had like one of those raspy voices.
Oh, bless your heart, honey.
She smoked.
Yeah.
She smoked for like 500 years. I always told my friends that I wanted to take her out to do karaoke and just to hear her sing. Just to hear her sing.
You make me feel like a natural woman.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm not going to do too much fun. Go ahead.
She said, I saw it too, but I didn't want to say anything because I was going to think you thought I was crazy, you know?
Right.
And I said, well, you're not crazy. It is there, you know?
Well, you're not crazy, but it is there.
So guess what we did?
What'd you do?
Like any good little high school kids who were being confronted
This
by
must
some
have been
type
way
of
back.
some type of apparition that they couldn't explain, that might have been a ghost, a demon, or something like that.
Right.
We ran really fast out of there and got into her car, and we drove home, and we drew crucifixes all over our body parts.
Seriously?
Yes.
Seriously? With what?
I think we used eyeliner. We didn't know what to do.
Like even on your private parts? Like,
no,
okay.
like on our hands and forehead and stuff, like Ash Wednesday type of shit.
Like you're in the bathroom doing that and your mom comes beating on the door. What are you doing in there?
We saw a ghost! We saw a ghost!
I saw a ghost! I'm drawing a cross on my private.
We don't want it to bother us, especially in our private areas.
My pussy's haunted all the time.
That is the story where I met the ghost. And it was different than the shadow people. The shadow people don't give me that electricity feeling through my body. Right? This did. And this was clear, and it was a blue outlined figure. And it actually, you could see its facial features and stuff.
Ooh.
The shadow people, you never see.
That's a pretty good apparition.
Yeah,
if you could see that much detail.
The shadow people, you can never really see their facial features. Or at least the ones I've encountered. They're more kind of like a shape.
Right.
Or almost like a cloaked figure, like the angel of death or something.
Right.
But this one was a ghost. Yeah. Yeah, it was. What are we going to do? I mean, I'm so sorry I ate our guest. I just don't know what we're going to do now.
You're a sloppy little witch.
We haven't had...
You're a sloppy little witch.
Steak's expensive. It's cheaper to eat somebody.
Oh, God.
You think I'd be able to find a fella to take me out to a nice steakhouse or something? Jesus.
Does your boyfriend know that you eat people? I'm never leaving you responsible again. I don't even want to be responsible. Who wants to be responsible? When something goes wrong and the cops show up, what's the first thing they say? Who's responsible for this? I won't be responsible. Don't point to me. I'm not the one who did it. So, stop. So, speaking of witches, didn't you want to show the kids at home something?
Are you sure they'd like it?
Yeah, I think they'd like it. No, not your titties. Where's the cards?
Oh!
She reads tarot cards. I do too.
I have my lovely Doreen Virtue angel card sets. This one is
I love Doreen
Mary,
Virtue.
Queen of Angels.
I love Doreen Virtue.
I love Doreen Virtue too, but she's into other stuff right now, like Jesus, and she just doesn't...
She became a Pentecostal.
She doesn't believe in these things anymore, or at least that's what I've heard. But you know what? They work. Or at least they work for me.
The whole point is this stuff is that you can completely make up a method, but if you believe it, it works.
Daily guidance from your angels.
I'll be Van White.
All right, let's do a reading. Let's do it for the springtime.
Springtime. Okay, what kind of season are we headed for?
We're going to start with Mother Mary. So all I'm going to do is shuffle the deck, and I'm going to concentrate on
what kind of spring.
What kind of spring it's going to be like for all of the viewers who are watching right now.
Be specific. What kind of spring in 2018 are we about to have?
What kind of spring in 2018 are we about to have? Actually, what advice can you give us for the spring of 2018? Mother Mary, full of grace, give us a card. And then I usually do a kinesthetic test to make sure that this is the right one. And this is the right one. You guys ready? Let's see what Mother Mary has to tell us. She says, "My true Father is God in heaven, who shines healing light upon me, my birth father, and our relationship."
Because I'm Vanna White.
So we've got some masculine energy going on. And I think this works for a lot of us. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there who kind of have awkward or distance relationships with their fathers. Anybody who's watching out there, if you've got a kind of something going on with your father or daddy problems, I guess is what we're heading up for. Father's Day is in June.
I think it's in June.
It's in
I don't
June.
know. I mean.
So we've got Father's Day coming up as well. But let's
you know
see
what that also says to me?
What?
I'm going to use my witchy sense as well. Father, that makes me think of the sun. The sun, they use the sun as symbolism for masculinity. They always said the earth is our mother, the sky is our father, and that makes me think of the sun. So I think that might point out that we're going to experience a lot of sun. It's going to be a lot of good weather this spring season.
I hope you're right.
Which might lead to other things. I mean, because the spring is very good for, uplifting. I mean, the sunlight is very good for uplifting your mood, abolishing depression, makes you more active. So you're welcome.
That was a nice interpretation. Thank you. Each deck comes with a little guidebook, and so I'm going to elaborate a little bit more on the Father card.
Take it away.
Let's see. This card comes to you because your question is rooted in your relationship with your father. Even though this connection may not be immediately understood, this card acknowledges the link. Most likely, old emotions concerning your father are affecting your present situation. If a memory surfaces as you read this card or are listening to us talking, this pathway is leading you towards healing. Recalling a painful memory isn't pleasant, but it's an important step toward releasing negative patterns. If you have an old, heavy-hearted feeling about your father, take a moment and say, "God and Mother Mary, thank you for helping me to heal and release the emotions that I have over this situation with my father so that he and I can be set free." I hope that was helpful for everybody.
Call your fathers.
Call your fathers.
If you know where they are.
Call your fathers. We've got one more deck here, daily guidance from your angels. Daily guidance from your angels. Can you elaborate a little bit and give us some more guidance for this springtime? Especially us healing our relationships with our fathers or masculine figures in our lives.
I love angel imagery. I really do. And what's not far from here is Bethesda. Bethesda is named after an angel. An angel is Bethesda was the name of an angel in the Bible. There was a healing pool in Jerusalem, and Bethesda would come down and stir the waters of the healing pool.
So I've got 3 cards that fell out of the deck. Let's see.
They jumped out at us.
Yeah, are we looking at all 3 here?
So if they fall out of a deck...
we're actually just looking at 1. There's 3 that fell out, but we're doing the top one. And the card they have for us is, the ocean. The deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing womb brings about desirable effects. Better yet, spend time physically near the ocean this spring. Allow its power and beauty to wash away all your cares. I don't know if we need to elaborate on that one a little bit more.
I think that was pretty blatant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty
Go to
blatant.
the beach.
Go to the beach.
Take your dad
Do
to the
something
beach.
fun. Go to the beach. Do something with your father. If he won't go, then you go.
You go to the beach.
Yes.
And let the ocean heal you and your relationship.
Waters have healing properties.
They do. They do. We're actually made out of water.
Everyone is.
Everyone
I don't know the
is.
percentage, but
Can I have tea now?
you want tea?
I did the card thing.
Okay. Well, then you've earned your tea. Anyways, this tea is called Lucky Tea, and the blend is made by yours truly. Yes, she is domestic fish. I am a housewife.
It's good tea too.
It's good tea. Anyways, a Lucky Tea is a black tea. Black tea is very, very potent with antioxidants. So it's very good to drink when you're sick. If you feel like your immune system is a little low, black tea is the way to go. Oh, that rhymed. That rhymed. Did you get that? Did you see what I did? Did you see what I did? I also make it with blood orange peel or blood orange zest.
Or blood of guests.
That is, that's your vitamin C content right there. And I also make it with cinnamon. Cinnamon boosts the immune system and is very helpful and useful for weight loss or just a healthy metabolism in general. Anyways, I call this Lucky Tea because these are all ancient ingredients for a lucky, fruitful life.
Come on, I'll have all day. I want to be lucky.
Here we go.
So this is going to help you get lucky, right?
Yes, if you believe. If you don't believe, it might not work.
So it's
Some
like,
things work whether you believe in it or not, but I mean, faith has a lot to do with it. There we go. And it's very sweet and sort of spicy already. I personally take honey in my tea, but it won't take much.
Oh, it's delicious.
Cheers.
I've been waiting all evening for this.
Anyways, if you're interested in getting some Lucky Tea, you can contact me on Facebook. You can just punch in lips and I'll come right up. But my alter ego is Giorgio Mazzarelli. Last name is spelled Mazzarelli. So I also make other teas like Moroccan minty green tea. I also make jasmine tea as well. And many, many others. So contact me on Facebook. It's very, very cheap and very, very good.
Oh, it is delicious.
So there we go. I also would like to talk to you about stones, which I love. I love my stones. I love my herbs.
I love stones too.
Yes. So this stone is actually my favorite stone of all time.
What is it?
It's called lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli, and my look is inspired by the stone.
Oh, you're all like bluish purple.
Boo, abadi babu da. You remember that? You remember that song? Abadi da do da, beaver doober ba bye. So I sing that song all the time when
You think of Azul.
when I think of blue in general. And whenever I go to a Korean restaurant, my favorite thing to order is bibimbap. And every time they serve it to me, I go bebop ba doo ba da ba bebop ba doo da da boo bop. So, what was I talking about? Oh, lapis lazuli.
What does it do?
Lapis-
What does it do?
Lapis lazuli has a very dark blue color and little fleckers of gold color, which is,
Like your dress.
yes, like my dress. The little gold flickers is actually pyrite that is pyrite minerals that are growing inside the stone. It's very, very beautiful. It's a very dark blue. It has a motherly type vibe to it and a very, very calming effect on the carrier. It is said to bring you good luck, and it's also meant to connect you to the divine mother, we call it. I mean, it's a very feminine type feel to the stone. In ancient Egypt, they used to put lapis in images of Isis, which was their great mother goddess in Egypt. They also used to grind it into a powder and use it for eye makeup, blue eye makeup.
Oh, that's cool. And I just realized that, like, my Mother Mary deck is all blue, too.
Blue is the color for Mother Mary. Blue, in Orthodox or just like ancient iconography in general, she's always in blue. Because blue is the color of mothers or the divine feminine. So it's a very good and very powerful stone to have. It connects you to the divine. It's a bringer of good luck. If you can find lapis in what they call, what my people call the mati, which means the eye, or most people know it as the evil eye, is a protective image of a blue eye that you wear, and is supposed to protect you from evil, protect you from bad luck. You can find it all along the Mediterranean, including Greece, the Middle East. It's very, very well known. The eye comes in many colors, but most traditionally, it's supposed to be blue.
I did not know that. You know,
Yes.
I've seen those all over the place, and I've heard about some of my friends who were Muslim having some of those as charms.
Right,
You know,
right.
even though they shouldn't, because it's the.
Well, I mean, it's a little more.
It's the same thing with Christianity and us dabbling in other stuff too.
Well, the Christian church, conservative Christians will tell you you're not supposed to wear it. You're not supposed to, have this stuff because it has very deep roots in the older pagan culture, which is what Christianity tried tooth and nail to stamp out. So, there you go. But I mean, I believe that Christianity has pagan DNA. I mean, all we did was just kind of like shift our holidays to suit their holidays, and so we're like, hey, we celebrate our holidays on the same day as your holidays, so you should totally convert.
What a coincidence! It's your own birthday too.
Anyways, I'm not saying that Christians are bad or anything like that. I mean, a lot of people do things that are not kosher, but there you go. I mean, it's just the facts, people. So if you can find an evil eye made out of lapis, that'll suit you great. It also promotes good health, sweet dreams, and it's a very confident stone. And it also kind of soothes depression and anxiety.
I'm gonna have to get me one of those.
Yeah, I got some right here.
Sounds like a good deal. Like
This is real lapis lazuli.
I'm already feeling its power.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't see, I know you can't see this very well. We'll show you a picture.
It's just overtaking me.
Overtaking my pussy. So that was lapis lazuli. Well, I've had a lot of fun.
I've had a good time too.
Until next time, I'm Lips.
I'm Leslie Gabor.
And this is An Alternative Dimension. Do you have any more queen shakes left? but
Well-
she's going to do a reading for you guys.
I'd really like some tea.
Okay, yeah,
Can we
after
have
the
some-
reading. You can have tea after the reading.